Hey, what's up, you guys? This is WD3, and this is your Hill Report Daily Marketing Tip. Well, we are at a great Friday. So many people are happy that we are at Friday. Hopefully, you all are looking forward to a great weekend, getting yourself some rest, some enjoyment, some quality time with friends and family. That's very important. Hope you guys get that done. For you guys working on the weekends, go hard. Um, get better, and challenge yourself for sure. Um, we appreciate the great distribution we had this morning. Shout out to the readers of the Hill Report. Shout out to the businesses that are in the Hill Report. Um, we appreciate you all's service to the community, and what you do is very important. Never forget that. Never stop pushing. Always strive to grow. Always strive to get better. Um, Definitely, you all have great customer service, and we appreciate your service. Um, on this Friday, this great sunny spring Friday, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was how you obeyed God's calling. That's right, you obeyed God's calling. You didn't allow the distractions in life. You didn't allow the pettiness of life. You didn't allow the overall geopolitical things in life affect you and get you thrown off track from what you know God's calling is for you. Um, you've definitely been searching. You've definitely had the feeling of dissatisfaction within your heart for a long time when you thought about your professional life, when you thought about your personal life, when you thought about friends and family and how you want to help them. There's always been a void, but when you stepped into God's calling for you, you closed that gap. You shut that void. You made sure that you were operating in a way that was in line with your passion, your purpose, and God's calling for you. You obeyed God's calling for you because you know that that is the best place to be in your life. That is the best way to operate. Um, there's a scripture that says in the book of Jeremiah that he did not speak to your fathers concerning sacrifices, but he spoke about obedience. Uh, a lot of times we focus on the do's and the don'ts that are within the scripture, when in actuality, when you're walking in obedience, doors are open for you. When you're walking in obedience, things seem so much simpler. But when you're trying to justify walking outside of your calling, that's when things get complicated. That's when you have to justify things to yourself. That's when you have to rationalize things to yourself. But things just seem to make sense whenever you're operating in God's calling. You obey God's calling. You knew that the talents and the ability that he gave you, the things that he put down deep inside of you, you are the salt of the earth. It was time for you to bring that flavor to the market. It was time for you to bring that flavor to your personal relationships. It was time for you to bring that flavor to your family. So many people were blessed by you operating and obeying your calling. So many people have found clarity through your example. So many people are inspired by your actions day to day. The way that you show up with a good attitude, the way that you show up on time, the way that you dress, you're making a big difference. You're inspiring others to be better. You're influencing others to put forth their best effort. You're showing that hard work does pay off. I was watching a gentleman and he was like, don't work harder. I can't agree with that. I think that you have to give it your all, everything that you do. I think that you shouldn't even take on a task if you're not going to put both feet in. I think giving full effort is what you owe yourself. It's always best to give that full effort when you're operating in God's calling. When you're obeying God's calling, you obey God's calling. There's no need to wonder anymore. You see the doors that are opening. You see the connections that you're able to make. You see the training that you were inspired to complete. You've done the legwork. You've hired the help that you needed to accomplish the task that you weren't able to. Now you see that you're having less and less time because you're becoming more and more successful. You're delegating tasks to worthy people. You're blessing others with responsibility. You're taking accountability because you know that you are in control. Nobody can uh, fill your shoes, and you know that. That's a part of operating in God's calling, is because He has placed your specific talents. He has placed your specific abilities. He's placed your specific training in the right place to be the most effective. Being humble, treating others well, showing forth courtesy in all your interactions. These are the things that's going to bring forth favor. It all works together when you have favor, when you have God's Spirit behind you, when you have a good attitude. There's a few things in this life that you can accomplish. But right now, right here, today, you are obeying God's calling because you are doing the thing that you're supposed to do. Some of you it's painting. Some of you is car repair. Some of you it's preparing food. Your service is directly related to your success. Never leave off being a servant. Christ said, "The greatest amongst you is the greatest servant." Go into your task with a spirit of service. Go to work each day with a spirit of service. Go to your business with a spirit of service. As you're going to see, uh, those who are your employees, those who are your coworkers, it's going to rub off on them because they're going to adopt the spirit of service. It's going to make the community better. It's going to make your business better. It's going to make your professional career a lot better if you commit yourself, if you go both feet in, if you simply continue to obey God's calling. You're going to see that your life is not going to be boring from day to day. You're not going to be tired all the time. You're going to be energetic. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be ready to go because you know that you are making the most difference in the world that you can make because you're doing exactly what you were born to do. That is a hard thing to find. You found it. It's all because you obeyed God's calling. There's nothing worse than being when you're playing little league and you're in the wrong position. You feel like you cannot be as effective on the field when you're in the wrong position. If you put Rudy Gobert at the point guard, even though he's 7'4", he's not going to be as good of a basketball player as if you place him in his proper position. If you keep him down low, if you put him down in the paint, now he's defensive player of the year. But if you got him up at the guard position, guarding all those fast guards, now he looks like a mediocre guard. Operating and obeying God's calling is a powerful thing. It is the most efficient thing that you can do. It is the most satisfying thing that you can do. It is so gratifying to be grateful for life, to be grateful for health, and to be grateful for enjoying what you do. That is a part of obeying God's calling. And that's what you've done. Never leave off inspiring others. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and watch God's favor come into your life. This would never happen. You would never be in this position if you didn't obey God's calling. This is WD3. and this is your Hill Report Daily Marketing.